Here.
Here.
If we could all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's with a sad and heavy heart that we meet today. Our longest serving commissioner.
Current city commissioner.
Yeah, we don't, Lorraine
Hey, he just bypassed me, don't worry. We're good.
has announced that he is going to resign his commission seat because his wife has been hired by the city, hi Megan, to be our grant writer. And by law, our charter,
Policy, it's a policy.
policy not in the charter,
Not in the charter, right.
John would have to resign, and he has chosen to do that. The letter is included in our packet, if anybody wants to see it. It's there. So, John, I'm gonna say something before I read the official things. You know, I don't read very well. There was a time in my first year as mayor when the heat was so hot on the mayor that I was contemplating not being the mayor. And at one meeting, Lou Bender was there, and he went around the room and said, "All right, what do you think of this mayor?" And there was some pretty interesting comments. And one of them was by Jonathan Epley, who said, "This mayor's doing a fine job. He'll get the job done." You remember saying that?
I do.
John and I decided that day that I'm gonna do this. You've been here the longest and made a positive remark, and that, it's in my heart forever. I love the job I'm doing now, and I wish you were staying for the reasons I just personally gave. Besides the fact you do a great job and you're smart and all those good things, John, I wish you were staying. So now I'm gonna read the proclamation you're gonna get proclaimed. Right, Tammy? Proclamation recognized Jonathan Epley for his service as the city commissioner. Whereas Commissioner Epley was elected to the city commission in 2017, and whereas Commissioner Epley has helped lead the city of Big Rapids through significant challenges and achievements, and whereas his calm and professional approach to issues has helped to shape the opinions of the city commissioners, city staff, and the public, whereas the passion for involving the community in city affairs has been crucial in guiding decision-making process, and Mark, you must have written this, it just keeps going. Whereas during his term in office, the city has navigated the challenges of COVID-19, eliminated lead service lines, invested in the gravel street paving program, constructed new sidewalks throughout the community, replaced vital water and sewer infrastructure, purchased a new fire truck, and constructed improvements on the Anna Howard Shaw Memorial Park, worked hard on addressing housing issues, purchased property to construct the trailhead along the White Pine Trail, invested in the maintenance and the upkeep of the community pool, invested in the Hemlock Park Improvement Project, invested in the new infrastructure on Mechanic Street, and laid the groundwork for a runway extension at the airport. And whereas under his leadership, dreams were pursued, problems discussed, improvements funded, projects built, residents served, visitors welcomed, and in general, the quality of living in Big Rapids greatly enhanced. Now therefore, the Commission of the City of Big Rapids congratulates former Commissioner Jonathan Epley for his years of extraordinary service to the City of Big Rapids and wishes him much happiness in the future. My glasses off, it's sucking right at me. One. She was taking Kathy's head.
Don't need that.
Anything to say, John?
I do, yes.
Oh.
Just a couple quick comments. I want to thank everybody on the commission, all city staff for their support and guidance, particularly Mr. Gifford, over the past 6.5 years. I have thoroughly enjoyed my time as city commissioner, and this is bittersweet for me. Like, I am very sad to be leaving, but also very happy and very excited for the new challenge for my wife, Megan. When I was first thinking about running back in 2017, I reached out to Tom Hoganson and asked him, do you have any advice? And he told me, do it because you love your community and you want to make a difference. And I look around this table and around this room at city staff, and we're in good hands. Thank you, everyone.
Next, we have an official resolution on Jonathan Epley's resignation. It's before you. Do I hear a motion for that resolution? Number 24.
Someone has to do it, so unfortunately.
I'm not supporting it.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Comments? Anyone? Mark, what do you think of all this?
We're gonna miss you, John. We're definitely gonna miss you. And, but we're excited to have Megan. I'll echo John's comments. We're excited to have her on board and starting soon, and we have a lot of work ahead, so. Bittersweet is a good way to describe it.
Very good. Others? Hearing no further comments, roll call, or vote please.
Epley?
Abstain.
Yes.
James?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Simmons? Yes.
Motion carries. You're all done, John.
Don't forget.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the procedure that we have to follow. Who wants to lead on that? The various parts of the charter are before you. Mark, you wanna lead?
Happy to lead. Yeah, there's not a lot of guidance, Mayor, in how you do this, so you have, the commission has a fair amount of flexibility in terms of process. The one boundary we have is it has to be done in 45 days, so, which isn't, you know, how fast that goes by. Tammy and I put together a guideline. It's at your seat as well. Just we plugged in some ideas for dates, and we were thinking that maybe the commission would want to accept interest indicators from the community, and thought about having those due back June 12th. That's 2 weeks from tomorrow, so there's a full 2 weeks in there of people being able to consider whether or not they wanted to fill one out. You have an interest indicator in the packet. It's, you know, it's not complicated for somebody to fill out, and I can't remember, Mayor, if it was you or somebody on the commission had talked to me about, you know, additional information. You certainly could add something if you wanted further information on there. We thought maybe we could get those back or conduct interviews, get them back on the 12th, conduct interviews at maybe the end of the June 17th regular commission meeting. Maybe as a work session type of event, or you could schedule a special meeting just dedicated to those, or you could not do interviews. Again, you have all that flexibility to do it however you want to do it. But if you wanted to interview and you wanted it at a regular meeting, we meet on the 17th of June. And then with the idea that you potentially could appoint somebody at the July 1st meeting. So another reminder, Tammy put on the bottom, again, why we were trying to hold to regular meetings is we had already scheduled a special meeting with that being July 10th as a joint meeting with the Charter Commission. So we just didn't want to layer a whole lot more on there if we didn't have to. But again, that's all up to you and not to me or any other staff person. But just use that as a guideline.
And also remember that July 12th is the end of the 45 days.
July
Trying
12th.
to get everything within the 45 days.
Other commissioners, please.
I think I've talked to Mark about this. I would like to see added, nobody's picked these up yet, right? Okay. If everybody agrees, I would like to see added a sentence that says, why do you want to be a city commissioner? Or why do you want, something like that. You can phrase it however you want, but I'd like to know why.
That's easily added.
And then, And some of the things that Mark said on the meetings, I think it's gonna depend on how many people turn these in.
Yes.
As if we have to have a special meeting or not. 'Cause
Right.
if we end up
I
getting
thought the
10 or
same.
12 of them.
I thought the same.
And I wanna comment on one more thing is, I really would like to see the commission do interviews. I mean, I sat through one appointment that I can remember, and there were no interviews, and I thought it would have been helpful had there been interviews. It was just done differently, you know, for whatever reason, but.
To that statement, I was appointed and I went through an interview process, and I think that it was very beneficial, and I think it would be even more so beneficial because we're all on camera right now, and whoever wants this position's got to be comfortable doing an interview, public speaking, knowing they're being recorded and on Zoom, YouTube. I also was wondering if we could put a question on the indicator to the effect of how they would seek knowledge of the job if this is the first time they've been on the city commission, and if they would be willing to do some of the educational courses if they're offered to learn the job role, being a new commissioner.
I don't know that that one is,
Something about what do you know, what do you think this position is, what do you think this, what.
that should be done at the interview, I think.
Yeah, but some question, whether it's on this form or at the interview. I know when I was interviewed, I got emailed a list of questions I had to fill out, separate from that. So I had to answer 5 or 6 questions with the interest indicator. So you guys all had, from the 3 candidates, those questions initially, and then at the interview, anybody who had additional questions was able to ask them or get clarification on my answers. And I just think, the types of questions we throw at the public for this might help them to decide if it's really the right fit for them too.
Tammy, do you still have that list that we sent, that she's referring to?
Not on me.
I think I have it somewhere.
Wait, I'm sure we
I
have.
still have it.
Take a
So,
peek at it, Mark.
Yeah, will do,
Might be
yep.
easy to-
Okay,
I
so,
think we should decide on what happens on the 17th with how many, as you said,
excuse me,
interviewed.
Mayor, can we get back to the interest indicator?
Yes.
What exactly am I putting on here?
So I wanna know, what did we put out before publicly?
Just an interest indicator.
And then we followed up with an email
Okay.
with questions, is
That's
that
how
what
that
we
went, I
did?
think that's right.
That's correct.
So then,
Yours.
I think, I don't have a preference as to whether they fill out the indicator and then they receive the questions to answer, or if it's on the indicator and that, I don't really have a preference as that, as long as they complete the questions and the indicator.
Okay.
We wanna be able to get this out ASAP.
So leave the
Correct.
indicator as is, and then Mark will find that list of questions,
And we-
shoot an email to everybody, if they all agree, we'll shoot
Are
them
you
to the
okay
people.
with that?
Is that good?
It kinda,
Well,
well, it
as
doesn't
long-
do that, but it
as
does.
long as I can get that question someplace,
You'll
either
get it.
on the indicator or on the list of questions.
Okay.
I would like to see how they answer that question.
You bet.
I need to know whether it's on here or not on here.
I
Not
can't
on
make
that
that.
one.
I don't think we
I
should
think
put
they
it on
wanna
that
put
one.
it on the list.
I think it should be on the
Okay,
follow-up
so
email.
no questions on here.
I'll send that one out today.
Okay, no questions.
So then the second question, Tammy, I interrupted you, but I think your question was, how many do we interview on the 17th, or what was, you had a question?
No, I didn't have one.
No, I had made the comment, depending on
If
how
we
many
allow
turn
it.
these in, is if we actually do a separate meeting.
I think on the 12th or near the 12th, the group will have to know how many there are. Then we can decide a special meeting. There's no reason we have to interview every single person who sends. If there's 25, we
Well,
don't have to interview all 25. We can do some selection ourselves.
there's also what are the 5-minute questions?
Wedge.
There's also the option of doing wedge interviews, which I'm sure the mayor is
No, I don't
very
know.
happy
I
about.
don't like those either.
I'm not a wedge guy.
Alright,
We're old fashioned. But I think we have to wait and see how many we have, and on the 12th at 4 o'clock, we'll know how many we have, and and whether we have to have a special meeting to talk about who we're interviewing.
So on the 12th, are we just getting the interest indicator or the interest indicator and the answer to the questions?
correct answer to the questions too.
For people.
We would like them
I'm a
both,
little
I guess, is the
confused.
answer.
You can't very well have them both unless they're on this.
That's where my thought of having the questions
Because
with,
if
You
people
send
are
them
just
the
turning them in, then I'm giving them a separate thing saying, here's some questions to answer, and they're not gonna have it back the same day.
No, but can it be attached to?
Okay, that's what Karen was saying, double side this.
yeah.
Yes.
But that's not gonna get these out tomorrow.
Mark, how long
How
does it take you
long,
to get those
now you're
out?
cutting into your 2 weeks. Oh, you know what I mean?
But don't we already have 5 questions, and if
Well,
they're
that's-
workable,
If that's the questions that you want, then that's fine.
I don't know what the questions are.
We could do those 5 questions and add Lorraine's question to that one.
I think we can pull this off, Tammy, yeah, but I'll help. We'll find the questions, get them to them. My guess is they're probably fine, and I can tweak them too with some of what they've already given me.
Then we
think
can
we
put them
can
on the
make-
back of this.
Yeah, we can make this
That would
work.
be
I
good.
think, yeah.
Okay, so I have interest indicators on the table, don't take any of those. 'Cause they don't have the questions on them, obviously. Let's not have them circulated.
They could all answer, that could all be done on email.
Yes, I'm
Doesn't
on
have to
it.
be on this piece of paper, does it? Why can't we still have the indicators, but you put the questions on the internet?
No, I think we need to do it like she
It's
suggested.
easier,
To make sure everybody's, it's fair for everybody.
Yeah, fair for everybody, everybody has the same thing.
Yeah.
And we can do this pretty fast.
Yeah.
We can do this fast.
I think the mayor just wants to add the step of people emailing just to prove that they.
Who do you want to email you?
Nobody.
I'll go home and email you if you'd like.
You're picking on me, you're bullying me.
Yeah, but you need a little bit. Okay.
Got it, Tammy, you think? Mark's gonna get those questions to you tomorrow morning, first thing. He's gonna study them tonight, get them to you tomorrow morning, and we'll set them out, and Steve will figure out a way to get them to the whole city.
Yep.
Very good. Everybody happy? Anybody unhappy?
Well, yeah, John's leaving.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I think he's happy.
He appears to be.
Oh, shoot. Okay, where are we now? Public comment. Please.
Question. About the interest indicator.
You don't live in Big Rapids now.
Should I tell people they need to pick it up at the clerk's
Yes.
office or go to the website or?
Hopefully we'll have it on all of that. As soon as I get it done, I'll give it to Steve and he's gonna, plus there'll be some in the,
So
clerk's office.
unfortunately for you, Kathy, we'd like it in the paper sooner than later. Right?
Well, it can't be in tomorrow's paper, but
No.
it could potentially be, what's today?
Today's Tuesday.
It could be in Thursday's paper.
Could it? Oh, that'd be great. That would help us.
That'd be good, yeah.
And Steve, you'll get it all out on Wednesday.
Got it.
Tomorrow's Wednesday, Steve. Any other questions? Other business for the good of the group? We stand adjourned.
Mayor, there's cake over here.
Yeah.
Do you like cake? Good.